what's up fam? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to Sit Down Sunday, the place where we can challenge everything about yourself. Today is a bit darker and a bit more heavy than what I'm usually talking about. It is Mental Health Awareness Day, week, month, time, year, period, all the above. I am trying to lower my walls to share a story that I haven't really shared with a lot of people. By doing so, I feel very uncomfortable and I'm trying to challenge myself the way that I challenge you guys. I hold myself to that standard, otherwise how could I be asking that from you? I'm very much a practice what you preach sort of person. This is me showing my practice. Before I get into the mental health aspect of the story that I'm going to, I want to give some background on who I am, what I do, my life, and just kind of a very condensed version of me. I am a 27-year-old human that is living through this life trying to absorb all the knowledge that I can. I have lost a lot of family members, have dealt with a lot of issues, and have accepted mentally being diagnosed with HIV, being a server. I've worked in retail, been a professional dancer, now I'm a coach for a company I love, and so many more other things. And I believe I was meant to do all these things to lead me to being the person that I am today. But it's taken a lot to get here, and in particular, the story that I'm going to share is one that I haven't told a lot of people. It makes me very uncomfortable to lower my walls, and I know that by sharing this story, I can maybe lead by example. Before I get started though, I want to read a message that my bath bomb had this week, and it says, "Close your eyes, clear your heart, and let it go." I want to let this story go and not let it have the power that it's held over me for so many years. I did teacher training for yoga, and part of the process is kind of making you create your own life mission statement. I came up with, I am a lighthouse that helps illuminate yourself. I really do believe I was put here to make a difference, rather if it's huge or small. I do feel like I'm here to help people. So I feel by sharing some light on this story, it can help you relate in the sense of not judging a book, or in this case another human, by their cover. It is so hard to understand people these days, now with social media and social standards that are being changed constantly. If it's not communicating effectively, you name it. I feel like one would look at me, not saying I have it all, but I feel like one would look at me and not assume the story that I'm going to share is one that I would have endured. Growing up, I tried to perfectly blend in with my surroundings, which meant that I lied a lot. So much to the point where my lies felt like more of the truth, and I didn't even know what a true statement was anymore. And it hurt because everything I knew, everything I liked was wrong, because it wasn't really what I wanted or how I wanted to feel. It was a story that I created in my head that I believed would make me be deemed socially acceptable. I didn't have friends growing up. I was very much alone. And although I love my family, none of them are really like me in the sense of what I went through and who I like, being artistic. It's kind of on my own shoulders. And as much as they tried to be there for me, I really didn't let them be there for me, because I didn't understand how to let them be there for something that I didn't even know about. And so it led me to this very dark and scary place where it just felt like I kept digging deeper and deeper and deeper into this false reality. And it left me being pretty numb to a lot of things. And being numb is terrifying because you really don't know how or what to feel or think. And on one particular day, I was having a very shitty day. Was getting bullied all the time, and the person that I wanted to see decided to fight with me on this particular day as well. And then I came home upset and angry and got into a huge fight with my own family. Couldn't tell you what the fight was about. I just knew at that point in time I was checked out. I was done. I was ready to throw my towel in. But my family kept being persistent in trying to figure out what was wrong with my day. And I'm a very emotional person. Thankfully, I have worked hard in the sense of handling them better. But back then, being a closeted gay, lying about everything, and feeling the weight of the world at all times, even though I was literally a baby, it was a lot for me. And I didn't have anyone I could relate to in the sense who was emotional as me. And so in this night in particular, my emotions got the best of me, and in this fight with my family, I pulled a knife and slashed some of our belongings, and at the very end of it, I held it to my wrist. And I was ready to just throw it all away. Thankfully, my family talked me off the ledge and helped me when I really needed it. But I really wish I didn't put them through that. That person isn't who I am. And I still to this day can't believe I allowed myself to get there. And I don't want to say I was weak or I was strong. I was just defeated. But I think with this story, with you looking at who I am, you wouldn't ever think that I would get to that place. I try so hard to be happy. I try so hard to make others around me happy. And I have been that way forever. But I was just so gone and so lost. And I wasn't enough for myself that day. But I do think it takes hitting a rock bottom, doing something that literally terrifies you, that for a very long time you've never addressed it to a single person, for you to make a change, for you to realize this is not a healthy path. I don't regret anything, because I know it all needed to happen the way that it did. Because now I live such a beautiful life. Sure, I have my fair share of problems, and I'm still trying to figure it out as I go. But I know that I ultimately love myself. I think it took hitting that deep despair, that loneliness, that isolation. That is what helped me cope with getting diagnosed with HIV. I, to this day, don't know how it was transmitted. And I'm never going to find out, nor do I care about finding out, because it's not going to change my results. But I want to fight the stigma that is judging people. I hate the phrase, if you don't check in on me, why would I check in on you? And I'm so guilty of it. I am not sitting here saying I don't hold myself to a different standard than that. I'm fighting to beat that. You are hurting, you tend to isolate yourself even more. And yes, I do think isolation is needed at times. But I also think we need to learn to communicate more efficiently. Mental illness stems from a lot of different things. I am very much an overthinker. Used to be bulimic, used to be anorexic, and still am not great at communicating, but I'm working on it. I think that's just where we need to get better at. It's just working on things. We live in this age where we strive to be perfect versions of ourselves or do things that we've never done before, but hold ourselves to the standard that I do everything else very well in my life, so this should be easy. And that's not going to be the case. It's that old scenario of Rome wasn't built in a day. That's our life. We are not going to receive all of the answers. It's going to take a lifetime of lessons, of learning, for us to continue to grow, for us to continue to pursue happiness. I really do want to fight as hard as I can for people to be nicer and kinder to each other. And if it takes my entire life, it's going to take my entire life. But I know that's a part of my mission. That's a part of my goals. Because it's when I help someone that I truly feel the most genuinely happy. I just hope that by me lowering my walls today, by talking about a story that terrifies me, it can help us just start to learn and accept each other more. So make the time to check in with yourself. Learn from your mistakes. Deal with baggage that maybe you completely forgot about. I have given this story so much power for so long. I have been constantly trying to prove myself wrong, that I would never do what ultimately almost happened in this story. But by giving it this power, by making it something I never wanted to talk about, I let it define me. And so this is me ripping off the Band-Aid. This is me not allowing it to define me anymore. And I hope you can get the strength to tackle some of your demons. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on. It's time for us to pursue the happiness that we all deserve. I truly hope that this story doesn't make you cry, because you don't want to see how many tissues were over here today, or how many times it's taken me to film this. But I hope this helps you understand me a little bit more and understands what I'm trying to do here. I want to make a community of love, light, and laughter and joy. Not by completely eliminating negativity. Look at the most iconic symbol of life, yin and yang. You can't have light without dark, and you can't have dark without light. So it's all about finding the balance, finding the harmony. So I hope by me showing some courage, by ripping down these walls, it can help you challenge yourself to rip down yours. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. And I can't guarantee that next week won't be something as dark and morbid. But that's what we're here for. We're growing, we're trying to pursue happiness, and there's always going to be obstacles. So much love, friends, and I will talk to you next time.